us a lot of things that helps us to build our total you and help our children and our family. Welcome to our class for today. Today we want to look at determinants that helps a child learn or gain sex education. What are determinants? What are ways that can help a child learn sex education? We want our children to understand what sex education is, so that's what we advocate here on Class Online School, where we teach our children sex education so that they will gain the right knowledge instead of the wrong one that is put out there by most persons. When they learn well, they understand well, they will do better and they will have to navigate better. So welcome to our channel. Are you subscribed to this channel? Please subscribe. Are you following us? Please follow us. Share the videos to those you think will benefit from it. So what are the determinants of this knowledge? Number one is parent-child relationship or parent-child approach, whereby the parents teach the child sex education. So in this kind of approach, that means that the parents, the home, have to do their work. They will have to start early. And that's the advocate who advocate here. We advocate that parents teach their children sex education. They are their first teacher and they have their best interest at heart. No one will teach your child better than you do. So teach your child sex education, things they need to know. If you don't know where to start, navigate through the channel. We'll have a lot of topic on sex education, how to teach your preteen, how to teach your teenagers, how to start discussion on sex education, what and what to discuss about sex education. We'll have it on this channel and we'll still bring more topics. So as a parent, research these topics on sex education and teach the child. That's why we said it's parent-child approach. So you have the first-hand knowledge to teach the child sex education, everything that has to do with the child's sexuality and sex education. Then second is school-oriented school program. There are some schools that have program that is tailored towards teaching children sex education. That's to say that the school have experts. They employ experts that teach sex education as a subject to their children or to their pupils. And so these experts come with their teachers. They structure the curriculum in such a way that every stage, every child have his own need. And also the curriculum is break down in piece. They offer it to schools and they teach it to the pupils. Sometimes the school pays, sometimes the teachers, the parents have to pay. Okay, so if your child goes to that kind of school, it's good because the child will have such knowledge from experts who have their best interest at heart. But the curriculum we run in this area does not have sex education as a subject. Rather, it has sex education embedded in some subject. But we are looking at having sex education as a subject of its own so that the curriculum can be broken down into different pieces, meeting the needs of every child at every age. That way, it will be consistent and the child will have to follow through stage by stage. That is school-oriented. Then family-oriented has to do with the family having a good orientation about sex education. That means that both extended family members and the parents in question will give out adequate information to these children as regards sex education. Remember, we are talking about determinants of where a child can learn sex education. We've talked about the school, we've talked about the parents' way of teaching these children. And now we are looking at family approach. That's to say, both the parents and the immediate family members have the duty of teaching this child sex education. It's not just one person that can educate a child. So the entire family, extended and within, have to take this responsibility of teaching a child sex education. All right. Then the number 4 area has to do with availability of written literatures. Availability of written literatures. That's to say, what are the materials handily available to teach a child sex education? They can be ebooks, they can be normal books in their hard copy. You can have both hard and soft copy for this. And this will help your child to read about sex education and have good knowledge about sex education. We equally have audio books where they can listen and hear what it's said about sex education. Here we have some e-books that is written to help young individuals to read about sex education. So once our book is up, we'll let you know, notify you on this channel so you can order for the book. Once you are ready for the pre-sale and it's out there, I will notify you. That's another way that determines you giving knowledge of sex education to your children. Written literature or written materials that will help them to read about sex education. Then the final one I want to talk about, it's internet. Okay, that's the second to the last one I want to talk about is the internet. The internet and other social materials have a way of teaching your children sex education. The internet and the public can give adequate information about sex education. Like what I'm doing here, I am using the internet to teach sex education. So if you are new to our channel, navigate through the channel, you are going to see a lot of videos on sex education. We have more than 40 videos on sex education. So you can watch them with your children or watch them alone and see the one that is appropriate for your child's age. That's why when we bring out the book, we are going to put it stage by stage for toddlers, for preteen, for teenagers, information that can be given out on sex education. So the internet and the public information that is available can help your child to learn sex education. Okay, and make sure that what you allow them listen to on the internet should be that which is not misleading, but rather which will teach them and give them better information. So that means you have to filter such information for them. Then there are public information available within your area that can help these children. Like we have programs, seminars, church programs, different programs in different local governments or within your environment that is organized to teach these children sex education by experts who understand what it is and that can dish out good information to these individuals. Such information is good for you to allow your child to access. You can allow them go to these programs, what are seminars, okay, that can help them to understand and learn in groups. All right, but make sure that the information they are giving them are adequate information that will help them to navigate very well. And then lastly, we talk about cultural factor. There are some culture that frown at sex education, and there are some culture that advocate it. Okay, in some culture, you see elderly ones tell young ones moonlight stories, stories in group. They make it like a fairy tale, and at the end of the day, they draw a lesson from it and let them know that it is important for them to know about sex education and things that they are not supposed to do. If the culture you belong to have such education, it is perfect and it is good, okay? But if they don't, that means that the home have to do a lot of work. So these are determinants, areas that a child can learn sex education: child-parent approach or parent-child approach, the school approach, the family approach. We talk about literatures available. We look at internet information or information offline that is available on this area. Then we talk of cultural factors or cultural approach to teaching sex education. So these are areas that your child can learn sex education. Please avail these children these opportunities so that they can learn from you, learn from others. It should be a very special approach, because from all of this area, your child can learn better. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for the like. Share it if you think of other persons that can benefit from it. So please make sure that you give your children such opportunity to learn sex education. Thank you for joining me on this sex education. I didn't want this video to go too long. So navigate through the channel, you see a lot of topic. Here on Class Online, we teach sex education. We talk about issue arising on counseling section. We run the Nigerian curriculum from JSS1 to SS3. What is that topic you want us to discuss in our sex education section? Or what is that topic you want us to discuss that is an issue arising in your area that will benefit other parents? Please comment below the comment box and tell us what you think. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for always being with us. This is our community. Let's make it great. Let's make it big. Invite more persons to the channel. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. I'll see you in our next edition.